All right, we're going to talk about drop shadows. So this here is kind of a combination of some of the lettering I saw in class yesterday. And so we're going to go over this as a class together. You're all going to have this exact same thing so you can see how to do drop shadows on all these different styles of lettering. Drop shadows are important because you need to decide where your light is coming from. You need to know, is it coming from this side or this side? For our intents and purposes for this, we're going to have it coming this way, which means our sun is shining down this way onto all of our pieces. This means there will never be a shadow on this side of the letters. So it's idea of sun's hitting here, 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 but not over here. So for a drop shadow, it's a matter of creating an angle off of every ledge that comes off of there. So right here, this one, it's going to curve back down, following the curve I have here. This is just straight because it follows that line. All of these just follow the line that you have before. But what about this? That's got to have one. So again, this is going to come like that. One of the key parts is trying to make sure that your drop shadow is the same width all the way around. You don't want to have one area be really big and one area not. As you can see, I needed to change that right there. This, oh, that's weird. The sun's going to hit here and it's going to hit here. So that means it's not going to hit right here. And it means that it's going to come, right here's our angle. Here's our angle. It's going to come off like that, except for we're going to curve it because there's no hard edges on the O. So we just curve it. Instead of having that crisp edge, it's just curved. There we go. There's a drop shadow on that one. This one, the sun's hit here. So it means here, here, here. Oh, it's going behind it. That's okay. This one's behind it. That one's there, there. All of those are going to have a drop shadow. So this one is going to come out like this because this is the area that's coming out. This one is right here behind it. So that just means that entire area is a drop shadow. This here, right there. This one. And it just follows the same shape of the letters that you had before. Those are all drop shadows. This one, we got to change up a little bit because it kind of runs into that K. That was a drawing kerfuffle on my part. So there you go. So here we are. We're over at this S. The sun is hitting here, which means it's going to come across here and here, here, all the way down to probably about here. This one, it's going to come off here, and it's going to come off here. Now note, I said it's going to come off here because this here starts getting the sun again. So when you have something like this, it comes out and curls around, and then it gets smaller because the sun is again hitting here. That is that depth. This one is going to come here, and it's going to be like that. Again, I'm following the curves. See how that's still hanging off over there? Just erase it. Come around. And again, right over here, it's not going to be all the way, but there it is. You're going to have a little bit of a drop shadow right here because it's not hitting that edge right there. So that's how you get that one. Again, I'm going with the same angle on everything. That way, I know where it's going to hit. See, I have a little curve up there, so that's what I did. This here. I have those spots there. I can erase them so it doesn't look clunky and have it go behind. This is how we do our drop shadows. Each and every time you have an angle that comes off, you have a drop shadow. So this one here is not there, but it's gonna, I'm not quite sure. So we'll put this one above it because it is there. So you kind of erase that one and make it look like it's going in front. Just like this here. So this here would be all of our drop shadow here. And each one of these. You'd have it coming here. So it comes off. Try and find that same angle on all of them. Right? And pull it down. Following the same angle. I'm going to say that over and over again. Following the same angle to get those lines. This one here just pops out like that. And since we put it over there, we got to make sure this one goes over here, over the lettering there too, because that's putting it in front. You could do that with all your letters. It doesn't matter. This one, it just made sense that way. So again, light's coming here, having it come down. See that space in there? That's going to be important. It's going to say, oh, this is all the same length. This one here. All coming down. Making sure that it reads the same. Got that slight curve in there. This one. And this here comes back a little bit here because that's going to have a little bit of a shadow there, right? You want to make sure it still has that. Again, making sure to draw all my angles. I draw all my angles so I know where my drop off is. Now the sun's sitting here. It's not, it kind of is going to hit here, but not very much. It's because it's that same angle. But this side it's going to hit. And it's not really going to hit there because it's not down below. Again, as you can see, sometimes I have to think about what I'm doing for drop shadow. You want to make sure that what you got going on is following the shape of your letters before. It's about being very, very precise. Again, shadows coming off. Nope, I made a mistake there, so yeah, I'm gonna fix it. This here goes here. This here comes round because it doesn't hit all the way there. Just again, it's all about how it's going to hit. So it's going to have right here. I'm fiddling with it to make sure I know where I'm going. And it's got that back part. I believe it's like this. It's going to be right there, that weird part. See, this one I got to think about. How is this one going to work for a drop shadow? It's going to hit right up there. Like that. That makes sense. Now we have a really, really squishy letter here. Drop shadows still work for it. Still pull off all the edges, right? So this time, when you do it, it's going to be squishier, right? And then you just erase so you know where it's at. This one, we can just go there. There, make that little peekaboo there. And this one, again, coming down here. That is drop shadows. That is how you're going to do drop shadows for your letters. Now that you practice this, it's time to add the drop shadows onto your letters if you have not already done so.